The MAC-10 is one of the hardest bullet weapons to get gold within Cold War, and the reason that is because the high amount of recoil that the gun wields. Unlike Warzone, the recoil is a lot stronger within Cold War, where in Warzone you can see people just laser beam with it. It doesn't have that effect within Cold War, so you have to compensate for your recoil quite heavily, whether that's with attachments or just your recoil control with your controller or mouse. The attachments I recommend going into the MAC-10 gold camo grind is going to be the agency suppressor, the field agent grip, the salvo 53 round fast mag, the airborne elastic wrap, and the raider stock. Of course, if you have the class perk that will let you pick 8 attachments, you can obviously create your gun and make it a little bit more accurate with some of those extra attachments. Now let's go into why I'm running the attachments I run. The agency suppressor is something that I normally wouldn't run on anything else because the con of damage range. Now with the MAC-10, you're not going to be getting kills at medium long ranges unless you're getting really lucky, so damage range isn't a huge deal. You just need to stay close to your enemies like you should be with the MAC-10, and you have the pro of the vertical recoil control that will help you get gold and those long shots and just control your accuracy a little bit better. Now I run the field agent grip to control some of that recoil a little bit more, and then from a magazine I got the salvo 53 round mag, so when you're pushing high numbers of players, whether that's 3 or 4, or you're pushing an objective, you don't have to reload as frequently as normal, and when you do reload, you reload pretty quick. And then for my stock and airborne elastic wrap, those will compensate for some of the agility lost in some of the other attachments that will increase with accuracy, and the raider stock will increase your sprint to fire speed, which will be a really good weapon boost that you will need in close range scenarios. Also, don't worry about the decreased hip fire accuracy, since the hip fire accuracy of the MAC-10 is already super strong and you'll be getting lots of close range hip fire kills anyway. And because your ADS speed is so fast, for some reason, if your hip fire is really inaccurate in a gunfight, you can still ADS and get that kill. A lot of you might have questioned why I said this is one of the hardest bullet weapons to get gold in the game, and that is because you have to get 50 long shots with the MAC-10. As you saw from the recoil at the beginning of the video, long shots are going to be extremely hard to get. What I recommend for your long shot challenges is completely revamping your gun to go damage and range over recoil control, and you should go into hardcore domination because that has predictable spawns and easy lines of sight while watching B flags where long shots will occur, and there is always action around B flags, so if you can hold down a long shot spot, you are good to go. I will have a video linked down below of all the best places to get long shot kills on every single map in the game. Now what I use is the 3x scope instead of my stock attachments. I also treat the MAC-10 as a semi-auto gun, where I try to just tap the trigger to fire semi-auto, even though it's technically full auto. This will help control the vertical recoil of the gun. Now you will have to compensate because the MAC-10 still doesn't have the best bullet velocity, so you will have to aim a little bit higher than you're used to while getting long shots. Now if you use the barrel attachment that increases your recoil control like crazy, you better make sure you're only one tapping your triggers, or else you're just going to be spraying everywhere and missing a lot of shots. Now this barrel will increase your bullet velocity, so you will be a little bit more accurate, but keep in mind that recoil control is going to bite you, and by accurate that means the bullets are going to be more accurate and shooting straight rather than dropping off. Now every other challenge is going to be super easy with the MAC-10. Just hop into Nuketown 24/7. If you are really good in Nuketown 24/7 and very proficient in getting lots of streaks, then you can go into hardcore and dominate with the MAC-10 there. However, in core, I find it's a little bit easier to stay alive longer, and the MAC-10 will win almost every gunfight in Nuketown, unless someone's smoking you with a street sweeper, Howler, or Gallo, but you should win some of those gunfights even, so it shouldn't be too hard. Headshots, kills, point blanks, double kills, bloodthirsties, and kills against detected enemies all go by very fast on Nuketown, and if you just run the standard strategies of aiming for the head for headshots, kills you won't worry about. In Nuketown hardpoint domination, you should be getting tons of point blank kills if you're constantly pushing the objective, and just through running through the buildings in kill confirmed and TDM anyway, there should be plenty of point blank opportunities there. Bloodthirsties, 5 kills without dying. You might have to play a little bit more slower just so you're not running to the enemy spawn and dying. That 53 round mag will come in handy here, so you're not having to reload in the midst of a huge gunfight. Also, kills against detected enemies on Nuketown, as long as they're in your radius of a field mic, or if they're on your minimap because of your personal UAV or a harp, you should be getting this challenge completed really fast. And if you guys want a quick statistic comparison to Nuketown to every other map, if you run UAVs on Nuketown, you are pretty much going to get 5 to 10, maybe even 15 kills every time you pop a UAV in a game, depending on how good you are and how much of a spawn trap the enemy team is in. Now, if you have a harp, you're going to be getting 10 kills minimum if you're a good player while getting the challenges completed, so the kills while enemies are detected won't take long whatsoever. Other than that, the gun is super straightforward. Longshots is going to be the only thing you really need to worry about and that you will struggle with. Headshots might be a little bit of a struggle too, just because if you aim directly for the enemy's head and you're in a core game mode, that recoil might lift up, so you're not shooting them whatsoever. So enemies that are stunned, blinded, or don't even know you're there are the easiest to get headshots against. Other than that, stay away from search and destroys while grinding for your camos, just because they're inefficient. And unless you are completely comfortable with how combined arms works, stay away from it. The background gameplay is Mac 10 on the Crossroads 12v12 combined arms assault map. The only reason I'm in here is because I've already gotten the challenges done. If you are trying to do your camo challenges within combined arms, the only maps that are going to be good for the Mac 10 are Cartel and Armada, as long as you're on the enemy's spawning boat. Other than that, Miami and Crossroads will be a little bit of a struggle just because of how open they are. You will lose most of your gunfights to assault rifles and other things like that. But that is the Mac 10. It's a bit of a struggle. It's a fast killing SMG if you're close up to an enemy and accurate. If you are trying to get diamond for the SMGs, I honestly would recommend getting all the base SMGs gold instead of the Mac 10 replacing anything, because the base SMGs in the game seem to be a little bit more accurate and are a little bit better performing at long range. Now, the Mac 10, if you're in a 10-meter radius to an enemy, is going to win every single gunfight compared to every other SMG, but those other SMGs are going to be more viable in more situations. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you didn't. There's no hard feelings. I'm about to head out and start grinding the melee weapons in Cold War, and if there is one, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.